What if I told you that 3 months ago I couldn't run a mile without gasping for air? And today, my cardiovascular capacity has increased by 34%. Here's the shocking part. I didn't spend hours on the treadmill. I didn't follow those boring, traditional cardio routines everyone talks about. The method I discovered is so counterintuitive that when I first heard about it, I thought it was complete nonsense. But the results? They speak louder than my skepticism ever could. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you think about cardio training. The last discovery? It's going to leave you speechless. My name is your name, and for years I struggled with my aerobic capacity. I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just someone who got tired of feeling exhausted climbing stairs. 3 months ago, I decided enough was enough. I dove deep into sports science research, consulted with exercise physiologists, and tested everything on myself. Prepare yourself to discover the exact routine that transformed my VO2 max from average to exceptional. This isn't theory, this is what actually worked. And today, I'm breaking it down into 3 essential blocks that you can start implementing immediately. Let's begin this journey together. Here's where everything changed for me. I discovered the Norwegian 4-4 protocol. Scientists in Norway spent years studying elite cross-country skiers, trying to understand what made their cardiovascular system so incredibly efficient. What they found was revolutionary. Traditional thinking says you need long, steady cardio sessions. Run for 45 minutes at a moderate pace, right? Wrong. The Norwegian method flips this completely upside down. Here's how it works. 4 intervals of 4 minutes each at 90–95% of your maximum heart rate. Between each interval, 3 minutes of active recovery at a comfortable pace. That's it. 27 minutes total, including warm-up. When I first tried this, I almost quit after the second interval. It was brutal. My lungs were burning, my legs were screaming. But here's the fascinating part. This intensity level triggers something called mitochondrial biogenesis. In simple terms, your body starts creating more of the tiny power plants inside your cells that produce energy. More mitochondria equals better oxygen utilization. Better oxygen utilization equals higher VO2 max. I committed to doing this protocol twice a week, just twice. The first week was torture. The second week was challenging. By the third week, something incredible happened. Those 4-minute intervals that felt impossible. They started feeling manageable. My recovery heart rate dropped significantly. I was bouncing back faster between intervals. After 4 weeks, I went back for testing. My VO2 max had increased by 12%. 12% in 1 month. I was shocked. The exercise physiologist was impressed. The method was working. Now think with me for a moment. How many times have you spent an hour on the treadmill, watching TV, barely breaking a sweat? Comment now. Guilty. If you've been doing endless moderate cardio without seeing real results, I want to know if this resonates with you. But high-intensity intervals weren't the complete picture. I discovered something else that elite endurance athletes have known for decades: the power of threshold training. Your lactate threshold is the point where your body starts producing lactic acid faster than it can clear it. Think of it as the edge of a cliff. You can stay right at that edge for a while, but cross it and you fall off fast. Most people never train at this sweet spot. They either go too easy or too hard. Here's what I added to my routine. 1 weekly session of sustained threshold work. This meant 20 to 30 minutes at about 85% of my maximum heart rate. Not as intense as the Norwegian intervals, but not easy either. The goal? Push that threshold higher. Teach my body to clear lactate more efficiently. I chose cycling. For this, because it's low impact. You could also swim or use an elliptical machine. The key is maintaining that specific intensity. Not too comfortable, not unbearable. During these sessions, I focused on breathing patterns. Deep, rhythmic breaths. In through the nose when possible, out through the mouth. This conscious breathing made a massive difference. Within 2 weeks, I noticed I could hold conversations at paces that previously left me breathless. My body was becoming remarkably efficient at processing oxygen and clearing metabolic waste. The science behind this is beautiful. You're essentially training your cardiovascular system to work at a higher capacity before hitting exhaustion. You're expanding your aerobic ceiling. After adding threshold training, my next VO2 max test showed another 11% improvement. Combined with the Norwegian intervals, I was now at a 23% total increase in just 6 weeks, but I wasn't done yet. Here's my question for you. Do you even know what your current VO2 max is? Most people have no idea where they stand. Comment below. I need to test if you've never measured your cardiovascular capacity. Let's create accountability together. Now, here's the part that surprised me most. The real magic happened during recovery. I learned this the hard way. In week 7, I got greedy. I thought more intensity would equal faster results. I added an extra high-intensity session. I pushed harder during threshold training. My performance collapsed. I felt fatigued constantly. My resting heart rate went up. My sleep quality tanked. I had fallen into the classic overtraining trap. That's when I discovered the 80-20 principle that top endurance coaches swear by. 80% of your training should be easy. 20% should be hard. I had flipped this ratio completely backward. So I restructured everything. 2 hard sessions per week. 1 Norwegian interval day, 1 threshold day. The rest of my training? Genuinely easy. I'm talking zone, 2 cardio, conversational pace. You should be able to talk in complete sentences. This might seem counterintuitive, but easy training serves crucial purposes. It builds aerobic base without creating excessive fatigue. It promotes recovery. It allows adaptation to occur. I started doing 3 easy 30-40 minute sessions weekly. Cycling, walking on an incline, easy jogging. My heart rate stayed between 60-70% of maximum. It felt almost therapeutic. And here's where it gets interesting. I also prioritized sleep like never before. 8 hours minimum, dark room, cool temperature, no screens for an hour before bed. Sleep is when your body actually adapts to training stress. Skip sleep and you're wasting your hard work. I added deliberate rest days, at least 2 per week with 0 structured exercise. On these days, I'd do gentle yoga or just walk casually. Within 2 weeks of implementing proper recovery protocols, my performance shot up dramatically. Those Norwegian intervals, suddenly easier again. Threshold sessions? I could maintain intensity longer. My final VO₂ max test after 12 weeks showed the full picture, a 34% total increase, from the 40th percentile for my age to the 85th percentile. The recovery component was the missing piece that unlocked everything else. Now think about your own training. Are you constantly pushing hard without adequate recovery? Are you making the same mistake I made in week 7? Comment. Recovery matters. If this block opened your eyes to something you've been ignoring, your engagement helps more people discover this information. So here's what I learned through this entire journey. Improving your VO₂ max isn't about suffering through endless hours of cardio. It's about strategic intensity, proper threshold training, and respecting recovery. 2 hard sessions per week. 3 easy sessions. Adequate sleep. Rest days. That's the formula that transformed my cardiovascular capacity. But here's the deeper lesson. This applies to everything in life. Progress doesn't come from constant grinding. It comes from smart effort combined with strategic rest. We live in a culture that glorifies hustle and non-stop work. But nature operates in cycles. Stress and recovery. Work and rest. Intensity and ease. Your body is trying to teach you this fundamental truth. The question is, are you listening? If you implement this routine, I guarantee you'll see improvements within 4 weeks. Your first run will feel lighter. Stairs won't leave you breathless. Your energy levels will soar. But you have to commit to the process. All of it, including the recovery. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. What's your biggest cardio challenge right now? What's holding you back from improving your endurance? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I'll respond with personalized advice. If this video provided value, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm share this information with more people who need it. Subscribe to this channel if you want more science-backed fitness content that actually works. And here's the next step in your journey. Click the video on your screen right now. I'm breaking down the exact nutrition strategy that supports cardiovascular training and accelerates adaptation. It's the perfect complement to what you just learned. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Your health is your greatest wealth. Invest in it wisely. I'll see you in the next video.